So let me first start with what we know about what happens when somebody is infected with the SARS-CoV-2 virus. When somebody is exposed and somebody is infected with this virus, their body develops an immune response, an antibody response, which develops a week or two, sometimes a little bit longer after that infection. And that antibody response provides some protection to that individual, and it protects them against reinfection. What we're learning about right now, and there are many studies that are underway, really excellent studies that are following individuals over time, looking at how long that antibody response lasts. First of all, how strong that antibody response is, depending on the type of disease you experience, whether you have asymptomatic infection, whether you have a mild disease or all the way through severe disease. And we are seeing that people, even with asymptomatic infection, still develop an immune response. What we need to better understand is how strong that is and for how long it lasts. There are a number of studies that are underway that are following individuals, the same individual over time, and there's some very promising results from these studies that are showing that the antibody response lasts, it stays strong for a certain number of months. We're only 8 months into this pandemic, and so we haven't followed individuals for many, many, many months, so we don't know how long that robust immune response lasts. We do have some case reports of individuals who have appeared to be infected a second time. There are a couple of case reports that we are aware of, ones that have been confirmed by full genome sequencing, which essentially they had a sequence at the first time the person was infected, and then they did a sequence again at the second infection, or presumed second infection. They've compared those two sequences, and they see enough of a difference to say this is a new infection. There's an example from Hong Kong, and there's an example I've seen in a preprint from the US, and there are a few other examples, a handful of other examples, a small number from a couple of additional countries. In those individuals, what we are looking for is what type of an immune response did they have on their first infection, if that was even measured, and then at the time of the second infection, did they have measurable antibodies? And I think that's really important for us to really understand, to see if that immune response lasts, because in some individuals, an immune response may decline. But again, we do need to put this into context. You know, out of more than 26 million cases, having some case reports of reinfection tells us that this is possible, but it doesn't tell us what's happening at a population level. We have examples of it, and so we're following this over time, and we're working with labs to determine, looking at that full genome sequence to see if there's a second infection. So we do know that it's impossible, but there are only a few case reports that have been reported to date.
Thank you, Maria. We will now move to, I believe, a new journalist joining us today, Leroy de Souza from Mint, India. De Souza, can you hear me?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Go ahead,
Hi.
please.
It's Leroy, but anyway. So the thing is, I wanted to understand about the COVAX facility. Who is paying for the COVAX facility? Is it only the developed countries, or is it also the developing countries? And I'm asking this specifically with regards to India. Okay, can you please tell me if India has come forward to join the COVAX facility and contribute funds towards it as part of the agreements? And do you want India to play a more proactive role in participating in COVAX?
Sonia.